All right. Well, I'm here today with Mr. Larry, and we're here at the Presbyterian Church to ask some questions about the Martin Luther King assassination and the riots in 1968. So, do you remember the assassination in 1968?
Yes, I do. I remember seeing reports from the from Memphis, where he was, in a motel and had been staying for some meetings, and then where he was on the balcony and had been shot. And I remember seeing a lot of footage of that on the evening news.
And you told me earlier you were in Chicago when this happened.
Right. I lived in Chicago in the suburbs.
And were you to say this was similar to what happened in maybe Baltimore? And was there a lot of damage going on?
Yes, substantial damage, both in Chicago and I know Baltimore had a lot of damage back then also. In fact, this might be hearsay, but I heard that they were still in the same neighborhood where they had the damage this time. There were some places that were still not repaired or are still boarded up from that. That was that 40 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So do you feel as if this violent rioting was okay compared to maybe peaceful protests?
Well, I don't really like violence. I don't think it ever accomplishes anything. But I guess in one sense you can understand how they were feeling. An act of someone died unnecessarily, brutally, tragically. Their family was hurt, and I guess they felt they had no other way to express their emotion than through that demonstrations, and which included a lot of different things: attacking the police and destroying property, burning, looting.
So you think they got their message across for sure by doing that?
I think they did to the city officials, because they sure did everything they could to accommodate it.
Mm-hmm. And did you know there's 125 cities that were actually involved in rioting?
You mean for Martin Luther King?
Mm-hmm.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of cities. So following the riot, a total of 12 million damage and 6 people died just in Baltimore. I know you experienced Chicago, so were you to say that that kind of damage also happened in Chicago as well?
Oh, I'm sure it did.
So do you think bringing in the National Guard was essential or necessary to stop these riots?
It seemed so. It seemed that like the police were just not in a position to really they weren't able to really engage. I think the mayor said that she wanted to give the people space to demonstrate, and so the police were kind of hands off until they were attacked, and then they did respond. But
do you think their response was justified? How they reacted was necessary? People did die.
Well, not that. Were there 6 that died from the?
Well, that was just in Baltimore, but in Chicago.
You mean during Martin Luther King?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know about. I can't speak to that.
Yeah. So, well, that pretty much sums up everything I had to ask. Thank you so much for participating.
Okay.
And thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.